Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I just wanted to come on really quick. This is Candy Martin from Martin Business Solution. I wanted to come on really quick to kind of answer some questions, some texts, some email. Versus sending you guys a long, boring email, I decided to do a quick video to address some questions and concerns that some of you have had. First of all, I want to say thank you for allowing me to serve you over the years. This marks year 22. Yay! So I truly enjoy what I do. I enjoy working with my clients, and I am accepting new clients. So if you're watching this video and you're not a client, come on in. So one of the first things I want to address really quick is refunds. This tax season has been very unusual. Last year we saw some strange things, but this year has truly been a tax year where there's a lot of changes. Some for the better, some are not so great. It depends on pretty much your situation. Everybody's situation is different. So that's one of the things I want to address first. I know a lot of times people say, well, hey, my cousin, she got this, or my aunt, she did this. But everybody's situation is unique. And it's not just, we got, both of us have two kids. It doesn't really work like that. It goes off of a series of things, such as the type of income, taxes paid in, age of children, age of the person that's filing, insurance credit. It's an entire. It's just goes and goes and goes. So there are different scenarios for every person. So that's one of the first things I want to address. Just because someone else receives something doesn't automatically mean that you're going to receive it, even if your situation appears to be the same. Tax returns are based on individual social security numbers, which means everyone already knows everybody's an individual. God has blessed us uniquely, and it does show in our tax returns. So don't just assume that because someone else's situation looks like yours, that it really is. And remember, sometimes people don't always tell you every single thing that's on their tax return. So I wanted to get that out the way. The second thing is there are some returns that have been delayed, and that's been across the board. I've reached out to um, various tax professionals. I do have a tax professional association, which is something we launched last year for Martin Business Solution, and we're going to be doing more work with that in the future, where I work with different tax professionals, encouraging them, offering them resources, supplies, things of that nature, making sure that they have the things that they need to be able to offer great things to their clients. So that's something that's upcoming. But across the U.S., we've all had this. Like I said, this has been a strange year. Um, we've all had clients that normally have no issues. They've just been delayed for no apparent reason. So what I did, reach out to the IRS. Like I said, I know you guys, when you call, you're on hold 2 and 3 hours. It's no different for us. Even though we do have a separate line, we're getting the hold button too. And one of the things that they just wanted to clarify is just because a tax return is being delayed doesn't necessarily mean that it's been audited. It just hasn't been processed. They are backlogged like no other. You got to remember, they still are dealing with the pandemic. The SBA, the PPP loan, stimulus, stimulus one, stimulus two, stimulus three, and now potentially a fourth one, the child tax credit that's coming up in July. There are a lot of things that one entity, the IRS, is having to deal with. And so we do have some clients that unfortunately have yet to receive their refunds. So my advice, be patient. Second of all, let me know. If I'm your tax professional, let me know that you have not received your refund, or if you have an issue with your return, so that I can get with you and so that we can get to see if there's a resolve. I did get a chance to call last week a couple of clients that are still waiting. And it's a small number compared to 300 and something people. I may have about 8 people waiting. Um, and that's important to me. I know it's frustrating because I want to make sure that everybody's happy. That is just my goal. And so when that doesn't happen, it can be frustrating for me too, but more so, it's more frustrating for you as the client. So one of the things when I did the call or whatever, I would say maybe 6 out of the 8, they just haven't processed it. The other two had something that they needed, something needed to be done as far as communicating with the client. One was, a potential for someone had actually filed a tax return in their name, and the other one they were just reviewing it, for whatever reason. That reason we don't know yet. So be patient. They're just running behind. The other thing I wanted to mention was the stimulus. So if you have not received the first or second, you get it when we file your 2020 tax return. So let's say you haven't received the third one. Well, the way you're going to get it, if you don't get it by the end of the year, I know you don't want to hear that. If you don't get it by December 31st of this year, of 2021, when you file your tax return next year, you apply for it then. So prayerfully, you get it. We can even call if that's what you want to do. We can call and ask. But that's generally been the advice that they've been giving us at the IRS. Look, they're not even really looking up the 2021 stimulus, the last one, the third one. They're saying, hey, give us to the end of the year. We're going to make sure that everybody get it if they're entitled to it. And then if not, if they are entitled to it and they don't get it, when we file your tax return next year, you can have that. The child tax credit, the $300 a month. Let me explain to you how that's going to work. Children 17 and under are entitled to up to $3,000. Children 6 and under, or five or six and under will receive $3,600. And the way that they're going to do that, you're going to get two options. One, you have the option of receiving it on your tax return next year when you file your 2021 taxes. I know 9 out of 10 people are not waiting. You can get, so if you don't want to wait and get it on your tax return, you can get it in increments starting in July. From July through December, you can get it in increments of $300 per month per child. Or you can wait till you get your tax return. And like I said, it's going to either be 3,000 or 3,600. Now, the popping question, because it's the same question I have for me, because I do have a college student that I am, my husband and I, we're still providing for our college student. So for college students, uh, from 18 through 24, or high schoolers, because some high schoolers are 18, 19, they are entitled to $500 one time. And this is as of today. We all know that things have been changing by the minute. So as of today, they're entitled to $500. Now, they didn't mention a breakdown of the $500 credit, so I'm not exactly sure as of yet if we're going to get that and an option to get it monthly broke down, 6 months, the $500 over 6 months, or if we're going to have to wait and file it on our tax return. Well, either way, I'll take it. $500 is $500 that we didn't have. So that's kind of where we are on the stimulus. The second thing, unemployment. If you filed your taxes before March 17th, chances are you had unemployment. Chances are you paid the taxes on all of it. So the IRS is working to readjust those returns. You do not have to do an amendment just for the unemployment to get the credit. The IRS is going to work through that, and they're going to issue the credit back to you. Now, one of the questions I had asked, and I still don't have an answer for it. If I find the answer, I'll let you know when I get a chance to call back this week, is if the person paid the taxes on the unemployment and they're due it back, how they're going to do it. Are they going to send it back through the same way that they got it, or they're going to mail a check? So that's kind of up in the air, but I'll keep you guys posted. The unemployment, the first $10,200 of it is tax forgiven. So, for example, if you got $15,000 worth of unemployment, you only have to pay taxes on the $5,000, not the $10,000. So that'll make a difference if you paid the taxes throughout through the time that you were getting. You'll get a portion of that money back. If you did not pay the taxes, you may still get a credit because you may have been taxed a little higher because of the unemployment. So don't do anything yet. Reach out to your tax professional. Um, and if it was me, I'm keeping tally of it, so we'll know exactly what to do when they say, hey, there's some adjustments. So I'll keep you guys posted. The second to last topic that we're going to talk about is the PPP, the Paycheck Protection Program. They have issued an extension through May 31st. I am going to continue to process applications through May 15th. So if you want to apply, go on our website at martinbusinesssolutions.com and click on PPP or the idle. If you haven't done that, you can click on that if you're a business owner, whether you're self-employed, or you simply get a 1099 and you have a full-time job, or you're a full-time business owner, whatever the case may be. If you're not really sure if you qualify, reach out to us and I can check on it and see. Well, the extension has been granted through May, and so we are processing application. There's an application fee of $350. There's a lot of work that goes into that application, but it's going to be well worth it, especially if the underwriter approves your application. I mean, you're talking a couple of hundred, couple of thousand. At this point, it will help you in your business endeavors. And kind of stick around. I'll be posting some tips on my Instagram. So follow me on Instagram, Candy_Guimont_Martin. We'll be putting things there as well as on our Facebook page. Now, I want to address. I've gotten some phone calls, some clients that well, they weren't my clients, it was clients of others. So, however, and they applied for PPP money and they did not have a business or they overstated and got too much. Um, so I have a couple people reach out to me and I advise them, well, the best thing for you to do is to put the money in a savings, contact the person that did the application for you, get them to help you walk through paying the money back. So here are some of the downsides of taking the PPP when you didn't quite qualify for it, or if the paperwork was an error and you got way more than you should have. So here are some of the downsides to I just gonna call it like it is, falsifying records. Like I said, my office will not, and we have not take part in that, but I will do what I can if you reach out to me that you need help with fixing it and you sincerely want to fix the situation. My staff and I, we will help you. Um, if you're receiving any type of benefits such as Social Security, Medicaid, food stamp, child care assistance, a lot of people didn't think about that, and some other little things, social disability, any of those services, and you apply for a PPP, that information is communicated and it will be verified at some point. So I know that a lot of people got the money now and they're just now starting to get the letters or the phone calls or whatever the case may be. Well, it was a pandemic and it's an emergency. Whenever there's a state of an emergency, the whole process is to give the money to the people that need it right away and then worry about the paperwork later. Well, the problem with that is there are some people fraudulently filing these PPP forms. One lady says she paid somebody $1,200 to fill it out for her. It's flat fraud. And let me tell you, this is not like, a couple of dollars and then you get a little letter. This is federal funds, which can land you in prison for real. For two things. Well, that I could tell you, falsifying government records, applying for the PPP, that's government funding, that's falsifying information. And then secondly, taking the loan, which is falsifying money, so getting a fraudulent loan. So all of that has a lot of implications. So I don't want to put any fear in anyone, but if you have thought about it and you hadn't, and you righteously you don't have a business or you're not doing any self-employed work, don't do it. It's really not worth it because they're going to cut the Social Security, the food stamps, Medicaid, child care assistance, all those programs that are federal. If it's a federal program, you can lose those services. And if you got a $20,000 PPP loan, is it really worth it? What is a medical bill if, Lord forbid, one of your children needed surgery? Can you afford to pay that? Did you save the money, in case of something like that? Losing your food stamp benefits, Social Security. And look, here's the kicker, guys. Even if when you pay, because you got to pay it back. So even when you pay it back, some of those programs have a 3-year waiting period before you can reapply. That doesn't mean you just automatically get back on once it's paid. You also have a 3-year, for some of them, I know there are different time frames, but I know one of the programs have a 3-year waiting period before you can even apply if you've been deemed found filing fraudulent paperwork. So be careful. That was one of the main things I wanted to come on and talk to you guys about. But like I said, if you're having any issues with the tax returns, reach out to me. If you feel like it's been long enough and you haven't received it, please reach out to me. I hope that this email finds everyone doing well. If there's a service or a resource that you need, even if it's aside from taxes, let's say you're, for an example, if you're homeless right now or if you're in need of food, reach out to me. I have a nonprofit organization and the AK Legacy Foundation, and we have partnered with agencies all across the country. So reach out to me if you're in need of anything. This pandemic has been hard on a lot of us. If you're suffering from any type of depression from just being sheltered in place, reach out to me. I want to help in that regard as well as much as I can. Um, but as far as the tax returns and things like that, I'm asking that you guys be patient with me as well. We all have been affected one way or another, and me not having the full staff because of the social distancing, I'm actually working from home. That's why we're only doing virtual appointments. I have my home office, but we're getting ready to merge back into some sort of normalcy. But I want to make sure that I do everything to accommodate you that I can. And my sincerest apologies to anyone that did not receive the A1 customer service that they're used to receiving from me and my business. So, with that being said, reach out to me if you need any questions answered. If everything is fine and you just want to get some clarity on some things, fine, reach out to me. I am asking that everyone schedule appointments, and the reason why I'm asking everyone to schedule appointments because I'm taking on, we're doing the taxes. We want to make sure everything is done right, and so I have scheduled the schedule to where I can give undivided attention to the current thing that I'm working on. So if I'm working with a client, I don't want you on hold waiting to talk to me because I don't want to be rushed with the person that I'm actually working with. And we are doing virtual meetings, just like we are here, or you can call. So I'm asking that you go to the website, schedule an appointment. If it's for a tax return that I have already done, you do not have to pay for that. Schedule a tax review or credit. If we're working on your credit, same thing applies. If you want to talk about your business, you have to schedule a business consultation. And there are two kinds that you can schedule. Go to the website, and there is a fee for that. One is 15, one is 129. And so I'm asking everyone to work with me as I work with you. And once again, I pray that you all are being blessed and that you all are safe. And if you need any questions answered, please reach out to me. Email is always the best way because that gives me a chance to research and find what it is that you need. Then I can email you back the details and links and whatever else, copies and everything. Yeah, so email is always number one. So I pray that you guys have a blessed day. Love you much. Once again, this is Candy Martin from Martin Business Solution, www.martinbusinesssolution.com. Guys, have a great day.